Have you ever tried talking to yourself into feeling better? How'd that go for you? Let's say you told yourself to calm down, think more positively, stop overreacting, or focus on the good, and change your way of thinking. Yet, your body still felt tense, scattered, and tight. Your peace was nowhere to be found. And in your mind, you heard the little voice. You know the one I'm talking about. That it said to you, yeah, whatever. Next, later. So if this sounds familiar to you, guess what? This episode is for you. Today I want to talk about the one biggest missing piece when it comes to our happiness. But first, I want to just welcome you into my channel, No Sight Required. A place where you can stop by, you can pick up some happy hacks, and create an authentically happy life for yourself. Yeah. So now let me very quickly introduce myself. Hiya, I'm Amber, the blind girl who sees. Now, not by way of my eyes, but by way of my heart. So as an international best-selling author, certified happy for no reason teacher trainer, course and content creator, Reiki master, and all-around happy change maker, I have one mission and purpose in mind: to do my part at raising the vibration of the collective to a higher frequency of peace, joy, and authentic happiness. Goodness knows we need this more now than ever before. So I create these videos on a weekly basis as it's my chosen path or passion at this time. Now, I also have a Facebook group called the Happiness Movement, and it would be really lovely if you decided to join us there. You know what? Together, we can make a positive, powerful difference. Okay, so let's get back to one of the biggest things blocking our happiness and the very thing that we so often ignore the most. Can you guess what it is? Our body and our nervous system. The problem is that most of us try to create happiness from the neck up. We focus almost entirely on mindset, our thoughts, our beliefs, and our perspectives of life, right? And of course, those things are definitely important. They make a big difference. There's no doubt about that. But we're missing a key component, a key piece to the puzzle. You can't consistently think your way to happiness if your body feels overwhelmed and exhausted and overstimulated, or just stuck in survival mode. Am I right? When our nervous system is living in fight, flight, and freeze, it's almost impossible to feel calm and open and safe, grounded, and genuinely peaceful. And it's not because that you're failing at being happy or that you're broken in some way or that you even need a better mindset. It's not any of that. It's because your body is in protective, reactive mode. And in this mode, your ability to feel higher states of emotion like peace and joy, it's not on your nervous system's radar. So many people are trying to build a happy life while living in a body that feels anything but safe. They're living tired and wired and pushing through and just to get through. They're ignoring their body's tension, the emotional exhaustion that they feel, and the desperate need for rest. And while living this way, we still wonder why happiness feels so far away. But here's the thing. Maybe happiness isn't as far away as you think it is. Maybe your body is just currently blocking the door to let happiness in. It's asking for support first, to be heard, Maybe your nervous system is asking to, well, just to be cared for. Maybe what feels like only an emotional problem, it's also a physical one. And I think this is so important for all of us to be reminded about, right? That our bodies and our nervous system, well, it's the gatekeeper to our happiness. Okay, so not to disregard the men in any way, please understand that. But with a lot of women, quite a few women, we carry more than, well, I think than that we ever even realize or that we allow ourselves to believe, right? Women feel it's their duty as a mother and a daughter and a wife and a sister and a neighbor and a friend to, well, manage things like manage schedules and hold space for others and make difficult decisions. Generally, we're the ones that are the reminders. We remind other people of everything. We push through our fatigue. We handle stress quietly. We don't tell people. And while being there for the rest of the world, we become disconnected from ourselves, our bodies, and our needs. You know what? That takes a toll, doesn't it, ladies? Yep. So let me talk briefly in the most basic way that I know how about our nervous system. It's built with two distinctive roles. One is to protect, to be alert for danger and threat, while the other role is to heal, rest, and be in a restorative mode. One is reactive and the other is restorative. Our autonomic nervous system is divided into what is known as parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. So you will quite often feel anxious and uneasy and irritable, reactive, with noticeable signs of body tension, shallow breathing, tight lifted shoulders, and symptoms of brain fog and possible digestive issues. That's a big one for me. Racing thoughts and hypervigilance while you are in the sympathetic system. And you will quite likely feel, well, much more relaxed and peaceful, quiet, reflective, and just overall calmer with noticeable body signs of slower, deeper breathing, relaxed posture, unclenched jaw, um, feeling clarity of mind and quite flexible, and easy and all around feeling more at ease, okay, while you're in the parasympathetic nervous system. So here's the thing. We can't be in both at the same time. You're in one camp or the other. And your happiness, joy, and inner peace is in the parasympathetic lane. It can't be accessed while you're in the other. So if you are bracing for a perceived threat, whatever major or minor that might be, it's almost impossible to also be fully peaceful. We can't be deeply guarded and deeply joyful in the same moment. And this is why supporting our nervous system is vitally important. Because when it's supported, your happy state becomes more available for you. It's right there. It's right there in your reach after all. So here's the really great news here. You know what? Your life doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to no longer react like everything is an emergency. And that, you know what, that requires just a little training to our nervous system. So it's not about you being bad at happiness or that you're just a negative person or that you're doing something like personal growth, that you're doing it wrong. It's none of those things. And I hope that's reassuring for you. It's quite often, it just means that your system is overloaded, that your body has been carrying too much for too long. And you've been asking your mind to do a job that your nervous system needs help with. So, what can we do about that? The biggest and the loudest answer that I can offer is this. Stop treating your body like an afterthought. Treat it like your sacred partner instead. And yes, I know that sounds harsh. So many of us go about our day ignoring the headache until we can't. We push through the soreness and the stiffness. We avoid moving it because we must get that task done. We forget to stop and drink water. We'll look for the coffee instead just to keep us stimulated. And often we'll push bedtime well beyond what we should into the wee hours. We override it, our bodies, we numb our bodies, we rush it, we push it, we criticize it, and then expect it to keep going no matter what. And when the whispers turn into screams, then we get irritated and annoyed, and we feel like our bodies have let us down. Now, I'm speaking from experience here, and I'm pretty sure that you're resonating with this as well. By doing all that I've just mentioned is what led to my the reason for my sight loss. What little sight that I have was because I finally woke up and I listened to my body. So our bodies are not an inconvenience. It's a living, breathing, magnificent organism that is simply sending us messages in the only language it knows. When we choose to ignore the messages, you know what? They just get louder until we have to listen. So the whole point here is to bring our bodies into alignment with support, understanding, acknowledgement, and love. A sacred partner, not the villain. Okay, so the second thing that we can do is notice before the messages get louder. It always starts as a whisper, and that's when we should be listening. How many of you you had to hit the wall, so to speak, before you actually started to listen? You started to wake up. Maybe you experienced a burnout or a breakdown and you couldn't sleep and you felt incredibly anxious most of the time, that you had serious digestive issues that caused all sorts of problems. You can't stay focused from a foggy brain and pure exhaustion. Before that, however, if you remember rightly, the messages were much subtler, weren't they? It whispered for you to rest more often. Choose healthier foods and meals. Again, drink more water. Engage in activities that were light and uplifting and less stressful. Eventually, however, the fatigue, it turned into exhaustion. The inner dialogue got much louder and more insistent, and your irritability just got hotter, right? Listening sooner is the key to your ability to experience more peace, joy, and authentic happiness. So here's the third thing that we can do. Give your nervous system a softer start to the day. Instead of grabbing for that phone right away the minute you open your eyes, flooding your brain with headlines and messages and notifications and just stimulation, try waking up more gently. Start quieter with a practice that supports your body, like stretching, possibly doing yoga, Tai Chi or Qigong. Those might be really good choices for you. Maybe it's just sitting quietly and meditating, visualizing, and possibly do some reflective journaling. That could also be a really good choice for you. Maybe sipping on water before that first cup of tea or coffee. Possibly open the blinds and the windows and let some fresh air in. Listen to the song of the birds. Anything, do anything that eases your body and you into your day. It's about letting your body arrive before the world starts rushing in, before it starts flooding in. Okay, the fourth thing that we can do is, of course, very popular. Focus on your breath. A very soothing practice that is wildly, worldly recognized as being positive, restorative, and essential. When you feel yourself speeding up, focus on that breath and purposely slow it down, especially the exhale. Sometimes just one long, slow exhale can interrupt a whole stress spiral. Give it a try. The fifth thing, unclench on purpose. You know what? Take a pause. Ask yourself, what am I tightening in my body right now? Can I feel my jaw getting tight and sore? Where are my shoulders right now? How is my stomach feeling? What are my hands doing? And is my forehead all wrinkled up and tight? Then, while focusing on that particular area, soften it and begin to feel the shift that's within you. It takes just being present. Okay, moving on. The sixth thing that we can do to reduce the amount of stimulation that we stack it up. Are you a multitasker? How much screen time do you do? Are you eating while working just to get the food in? Do you pick up your phone the second a notification chimes in? If you're trying to calm your nervous system while drowning it in the noise of life and with constant input, you know what? It's going to struggle. The kindest thing that you can do is lower the volume by turning something off. Sit in the quiet. Possibly drive in silence on your way to and from work, or just give your senses a timeout. Okay, moving on. The seventh thing that we can do. Move the stress through, but more importantly, out of our bodies. Now, sometimes it doesn't need anything except to move the body. Our bodies are truly miraculous. And when treated with respect, it will work as optimally as possible. But we need to support all the systems of our body. For example, our lymph. You know what? It only flows with movement. So walking and stretching and shaking out our hands, or, if you're in the home and you work from home, just get up and dance around the kitchen island. March on the spot for a few minutes. Or just, I don't know, if you bought a brand new lymphatic jiggle machine, go stand on it for a few minutes. Our heart health and circulatory system is only as good as we care for it. All of our cells and our tissues require water, so this is yet another important fact. Focus on a few calming rituals that your body, that it can count on. All right. The ninth thing that we can do to support our body and our happiness is ask. Ask your body what it needs. Instead of asking, what else do I need to do before the end of the day? Ask instead, what does my body need to feel good right now? Does it need a good long soak in the hot tub? Does it need your feet up while you grab a good book? Does it need to sit and just quiet in the present moment? Does it need less pressure and less input, right? Whatever it is, listen and then follow through. So here's where our bodies have the chance to open up and to relax and to reveal the happiness that, you know what, has been within you all along. Supporting our nervous system is not only about calming down in a stressful situation, it's also about creating a life that does not keep taxing the system that is responsible for your peace. It's important to remember that your happiness isn't only a mindset. It's a way of being, a whole body experience. So if you've been struggling to feel happy lately, maybe the question to ask yourself is this: what am I thinking right now? And what state is my body in? It's a mindset and a healthy nervous system where we will access our inner peace, our joy, and our authentic happiness. You know what? So if I could leave you with just this final thought: you can't force peace in a body that feels constantly under pressure. Support it, and it will support you. Yeah. Okay, so please feel free to make your comments, any comments of, even one simple way that you can support your body and that you found has worked for you and support your nervous system, and then share it with us. So I really deeply want to thank you, genuinely so, for watching till the very end. And you know what? If this episode of the Happy Hour really resonated with you, or you know someone who could definitely benefit from this episode, please, why not like, share, and subscribe to my channel? You know what? Together, we definitely can learn, grow, and glow together. Have a beautiful week, everyone.